Some Thursday morning baseball action as we have a rubber match between the Gateway Grizzlies and your Evansville Otters. Thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning at a 10:45 a.m. Central Time scheduled start time, as the Otters still searching for that very elusive first road series win. They have come in after splitting the first two games of this three-game set after a Game 1 win, where the offense looked extremely good. And then in Game 2, bats slowed down a little bit, managed to tie it late back in the 8th inning, but could not do enough to get a win. The Otters enter this game at 18-22. They are currently 5.5 games back from the division-leading Washington Wild Things. Lake Erie at 19-19. They're 3.5 games back. Washington enters today at 24-17, with Florence, who Evansville will see starting tomorrow, back at Bosse Field, entering today with a 17-23 record. For Gateway, they're entering with a 23-17 record. They stand 2.5 games back of Schaumburg at 26-15. Joliet, who's been on a hot streak, the longest active winning streak in the Frontier League, at 23-18. Mississippi at 19-22. They're 7.5 games back. And Windy City down at 11-30. They are 15 games back of Schaumburg. Last night, the Otters got started off strong with a run in the first inning after a J.T. Benson fielder's choice scored David Mindom after Mindom and Brown both led off the game with hits. Then in the bottom of the third inning, the Grizzlies bounced back, scoring two. Evansville would use a J.T. Benson double to score their second run of the game to tie it up at 2-2, his second RBI of the night. Gateway would respond directly back in the bottom of the fifth inning, scoring one. The Grizzlies would add one in the seventh as well before Evansville tied it up with a two-run home run from Keenan Taylor, his team leading eighth of the season. But Gateway in the bottom of the eighth inning answered once again to make it 5-4, and Evansville, even though they got the tying run to second and the go-ahead run over at first, they could not do enough to win the game. They dropped it 5-4, but they got an excellent start from their rookie pitcher, Anthony Patterson III. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of those being earned. A couple of defensive mishaps from Evansville, which has been so uncommon this year. He had 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. He got his first professional quality start of his career. For Nick McAuliffe, it's a second straight loss after he went an inning and 2/3, giving up 1 hit, only 1 run, walking 1, and striking out 2. Did a great job in the 7th inning to come in with runners at second and third and only 1 away. Only allowed 1 run on a sacrifice fly there, but the next inning dealt with a little bit more of command issues, walking 1 and hitting a batter before giving up the go-ahead run that the Otters could not fight back from. Gateway used 6 pitchers last night. They sent their starter out, Julian Berenti, in his professional debut. He only went an inning and struggled through that inning. They went with Bennett Stice afterwards, who went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. And then it was from there some really good pitching performances from Alvaro de los Santos and then Alec Whaley to finish off an inning. He went a third of an inning. Francis Peguero gave up the 2-run home run to Keenan Taylor in his inning, and then Keenan Collette with his save on the season. And he finished off the Otters with that strikeout of J.T. Benson. Every time last night the Otters tied the game, they did it in the 5th, and they did it again in the 8th. The Grizzlies came back in the bottom half of that inning with a run of their own. So every time the Otters came back and threatened, the Grizzlies answered, and hopefully the Otters can do more today. As we start nearing first pitch, once again a 10:45 first pitch scheduled. The Otters need to take advantage early of these opportunities. Back-to-back games, they've had early opportunities. They stranded 4 runs in the first 2 innings last night, only scoring 1. They stranded 5 runners in the first 3 innings of Game 1, only scoring 3 runs there, and felt like they could have had more, and that was always the problem going in. Now, they did take advantage of a huge 6th inning in that first game, but even with that, it was close up until that point, and then obviously the late game shenanigans that happened in Game 1 happened, but they're facing a pitcher in Gage Vales who will walk batters. He will allow runners to reach. They need to get those runners in from scoring position. That has been one of their downfalls this year, are allowing or stranding runners on base instead of getting them in. And so you need to take advantage of this pitcher who is going to allow you to get runners on. You need to be able to get those runners in. And you need to get them before the bullpen. This bullpen for Gateway has been their better side. Obviously, this homestand, it's been a little bit more rough for the Gateway Grizzlies bullpen, but they have a really good bullpen. They have some really, really good pitchers out of the bullpen. You cannot expect to be able to score many runs against this Gateway Grizzlies bullpen. And as I mentioned, they stranded runners early in both games already this series. They did it in the second game against Joliet as well. So you need to be able to get those runners in and get them in when you can, because it is going to be a tough fight for both sides. Go ahead and look at the starting pitching matchup between these two teams. I already mentioned Gage Vales, the starter for Gateway. He enters with a 5.45 ERA in 8 games, 7 starts for him this season after last year pitching for Gateway in 18 games and not having a single start. Longest he's gone in a game is 6 innings. He did that back on May 25th as well as on June 1st. And he has, in 3 of his last 4 outings, given up at least 5 runs in an outing. So the Otters can get to him early. It is a huge start for this Otters squad. Again, this Gateway team dealing with some starter turmoil, getting a couple of their starters signed, dealing with some injuries. So it is going to be on Evansville to get out early and often against these Gateway pitchers. For Evansville, it is Garrett Simpson making his second start of his career. We saw him in Joliet, where he went 3 1/3 innings. He looked fantastic through those first 3 innings, shutting out Joliet. But in the 4th inning, similar to what we saw with Pavin Parks as well, just struggled to get out. Got 1 out in that inning, but could not close out Joliet in that inning, giving up 7 runs on 9 hits. Did strike out 5, only walking 1. Hopefully, in the second start, he's able to get more innings out of his stuff. Again, he showed some really good stuff, especially early in that game. But hopefully he can do some of that more here in this ball game. Remember, you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 2 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. Take a short break. When we're back, we'll go over the starting lineups as we near the first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Welcome into Sauget, Illinois, as the Evansville Otters in the final game of their 6-game road trip, taking on these Gateway Grizzlies, looking for their first road series win that has been oh so elusive to them so far this year. Their second straight road series in this set, where they've had a rubber match in Game 3. Hopefully today they can get it. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday morning, a 10:45 scheduled Central Time start, as the Evansville Otters take on the Gateway Grizzlies. I'm Lucas Macklin. Thank you so much for joining us. And as we near the first pitch, we can go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Gateway Grizzlies, a similar lineup for both teams today, but with some short changes. First for Gateway, they lead it off with Gabe Holt once again at second base, followed by Victor Castillo in right field, batting third for the third straight game, as well as DJ Stewart. Then Mark Schallenberger back up to the back up to the 4-hole. He'll be DHing today. Batting fifth and at shortstop will be Abdiel Diaz. Batting sixth and playing third base will be Dale Thomas. Batting seventh and in left field, the switch-hitting Edwin Mateo. Batting eighth and catching today for the first time this series, Tanner Garrison. And rounding out the lineup in center field once again is Cole Brandon. Their starter this morning will be Gage Vales. Vales enters in his 9th game, 8th start of the season. And since he's become a starter, he has shown the ability to allow runs. He has walked more batters than he has struck out this season, and Evansville will look to try to take advantage of that. I mentioned it earlier in the pregame show that he will allow runners to reach. You're going to have to take advantage, hopefully early and often, of this pitcher and get runners in early before the Grizzlies go to that very good bullpen. In 3 of his last 4 starts, he has given up at least 5 runs, including his last 2 starts, one against Schaumburg where he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. And then against Tri-City, he also gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. Last 2 starts, he has gone 92 pitches and 101 pitches. For your Evansville Otters, it'll be a similar lineup once again with one small change. The Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, David Mindham, playing back at third base this morning. Batting second and back in center field to be Graham Brown. Batting third and in left field to be J.T. Benson. Batting fourth and DHing L.J. Jones. Batting fifth and playing first base will be Logan Brown. Batting sixth and in right field will be Keenan Taylor. Batting seventh and at shortstop today, J.J. Cruz. Batting eighth and back behind the plate, Justin Felix. And rounding out the lineup for the second straight game will be the second baseman, Parks Bauk. He is making his second professional start on the bench. Paven Parks will not be getting the start. Ellis Schwartz on the bench. And now Dennis Pierce has been put on the bench. We'll see if potentially the Otters use him. Obviously still dealing with that injury that he suffered in Joliet on Saturday. Starting for your Evansville Otters, Garrett Simpson entering his second start of his professional career. In his first start against Joliet, he went 3 1/3, gave up 9 hits, 7 earned runs, walked 1, and struck out 5. But he had a fantastic first 3 innings in his start where he shut out Joliet up to that point, but it was the 4th inning where he started to get into trouble. So hopefully he's able to give a little bit more length today. He pitched 78 pitches in that 3 1/3, so he is willing to give length. The first-year pro starter out of Wright State. With Wright State, he had 13 starts and 18 appearances, pitched to an 8.78 ERA in 53 1/3 inning. Hopefully trying to give the Otters some boost today in a game where they need to get some runs. Again, against the starter for Gateway, the sinker baller Gage Vales, who has had a tendency to give up runs early. He's given up 4 runs in the first. He's also allowed 9 runs in the 5th. Those are the 2 big innings against him. He's only pitched through 6 innings, the longest outing for him. We are nearing the first pitch in this one. Again, a morning game here in Gateway. Obviously, if you're listening to that, you know, and it's a very kid-heavy fan today. The Splash Bash at Arsenal BG Ballpark. A lot of kids here in the ballpark today as they try to at least give a loud environment. Obviously, kids just want to watch some fun baseball, and hopefully we'll be able to offer that for you here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us for the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. Speaking of the Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year. So check out Home Team Network to sign up today. Get a front row seat to every Otters game this season. Take a short break, and when we're back, we'll have the national anthem and the first pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
It's nearing that time. It's about time for first pitch in this Thursday morning. The Otters entering with an 18-22 record, trying to avoid being below 500. Trying to avoid being below 500 at 5 games below 500, which would be the most they've been all year. They'll have to face the right-handed pitcher, Gage Vales. Another guy who does walk a ton of batters, doesn't strike out a lot, but does have some good stuff, including that sinker ball, and will try to get these Otters batters to ground out at a high rate. This Otters team that has turned into a home run heavy team as this season has gone on. Vales in his second year as a Gateway Grizzly last year pitched to a 5.31 ERA in 20 innings. Was used mainly as a reliever after his 2 seasons with Tennessee Wesleyan, where he pitched to a 3.34 ERA in his final season. He pitched 24 games, 5 of those games as a starter. Tries to set down these Otters batters today. Vales warming up as we get ready for this game of Otters baseball. Vales on the mound behind the plate. Tanner Garrison, that pitcher and catcher battery, is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Mendham is getting ready to step into the left-handed batter's box. He led off last night's game with a leadoff single. He would eventually come around to score. That was the only hit of the night for him. He did walk once as well. He walked in the 9th inning as the go-ahead runner. And now Mendham, just outside of the batter's box, will step in and get ready to get this game underway. Vales on the far first base side of the rubber will, from the windup, deliver the first pitch for a strike, and Mendham will start behind 0-1. The early Thursday game before Evansville travels back to Bosse Field to take on Florence. 0-1, lifted high in the air towards left. Over on it is Mateo, looking over to it, and that one's going to hook out of play, and it's going to be an 0-2 count. Good wood on that one, but just couldn't keep it fair. Some big wind in this ballpark today. The wind going from a right to left. A little bit more in than it is out. Wyndham entering still above a 500 OBP. Jacob Cackett, the home plate umpire, steps out now, is back behind the plate. Wyndham has to fight from behind 0-2. The next pitch, low for a ball, and Wyndham takes that one. Wyndham trying to stay hot at the top of this lineup. He's led off the last couple of games at the top with a single. 1-2, up the middle towards short. Backhand by Diaz. Long throw to first in time for out number 1. So Wyndham gets retired for out number 1. Now it leads to Graham Brown. He also went 1 for 4 last night. He actually went 2 for 4 last night. He was the only multi-hitter of last night's game. The first pitch into Brown is taken just in the corner for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Brown's had a much better series stats-wise. This one, as that one's outside for a ball, evens up at 1-1. After the series in Joliet where he couldn't buy a hit. Hit the ball hard a ton, but just couldn't find the holes. The 1-1 from Vales, low for a ball, now it's a 2-1 count. That one was a pumped sinker at 91 miles per hour. That's his main pitch. Now the 2-1 pitch to Brown. Breaker just finds his own, evens it up at 2-2. That one, the slider, down at 80 miles per hour. So a lot of downward movement for Vales in his arsenal. The 2-2, hard towards third, brought in by Thomas. Throw to first in time, and quickly they're 2 away for Evansville in this first inning. Evansville has scored in the first inning in both games of the series, and now they're down to their final out in this first inning. And it's to J.T. Benson, who enters after his 1 for 4 night with a double. The lone extra base hit from the Otters outside of that home run from Keenan Taylor. First pitch, hard towards short. Diaz will bring it in. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So Vales does exactly what he does. 3 groundouts to begin this game. Otters go 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
We head to the bottom of the first inning with Garrett Simpson on the mound. Simpson on the mound behind the plate is Justin Felix. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Simpson enters with his second professional start. His first start came against Joliet, where he went 3 very good innings before getting blown up in the 4th. Trying to avoid that here today, as tries to give the Otters a little bit more length. 3rd game of 6 this week for Evansville. The last game before they head back to Boise. Now he delivers from his short windup. The first pitch is fouled off from Holt, and he starts ahead of him 0-1. Did strike out 5 through those first 3 innings as well. So does have a good strikeout pitch. Now needs to work strong here. The next pitch checked his swing at Holt, and he fouled it off, and now it's an 0-2 count. So starts ahead in the count here for Evansville. Simpson is ready. The 0-2 pitch just misses low and in, and now the count moves to 1-2. Felix behind the plate. It was Logan Brown who caught him in his first game. The 1-2 just misses low and in as well. Count moves to 2-2. So we'll see how the veteran catcher catches the rookie. 2-2. Just misses again. It's a 3-2 count now. Nipping at the zone, but not getting the call. It's going to be his job to match what Vales did in the first inning. Simpson ready for the full count pitch. Up the middle, looper, and that's going to get down in front of Brown for a leadoff base hit. Holt does what he does best, just finds a way to get on base. That one not particularly hard hit, but hit well enough. And now he's going to have to work with a runner on. It'll be Victor Castillo stepping into the right-handed batter's box, or left-handed batter's box. Excuse me. Castillo last night went 0 for 4, struck out once, reached via the air, also popped out to shortstop. That turned into a double play. Simpson set. The first pitch and their first strike starts ahead of another batter 0-1. Got ahead of Holt 0-2. Missed a couple of pitches. The third pitch that he missed was just inside, and then that pitch, Holt just went and got it and placed it perfectly in center field. Now, quick check over at first. Not hard thrown over there, just to keep him honest. Holt, not a big stolen base threat this year. He's been caught down 4 times trying to steal already. Simpson set. The 0-1 pitch from Simpson. Another flare into left field. Benson's going to dive, sliding, and bring it in for out number 1. That one looked very similar to the first single from Holt, but Benson with a great read, got in on it, brings it in for out number 1. So Simpson gets his first out of the game, and now he's going to face DJ Stewart. Stewart 1 for 4 last night. His one hit, though, the double into center field to start off the 8th inning, where Grizzlies would take their eventual 5-4 lead where they would win with it. First pitch swinging, hefty swing, came up with nothing, and he's behind 0-1. Simpson set once again. Now the 0-1 from the Otters pitcher. Chopper up the middle. Cruz will take it in. Toss to second for 1. Throw to first in time for a Hoosier Lottery double play. The Otters turned 4 of those last night, and they get their first here in the first inning. So a single quickly erased by that double play, and Gateway goes 1-2-3 just like Evansville. We'll go to the second. The Otters back up to bat. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
The Otters are back up to bat here in the second inning. It'll be L.J. Jones, Logan Brown, and Keenan Taylor set to meet Gage Vales, the sinker baller who got all three Otters to ground out back in the first inning. That's what you want a sinker baller to do, get those hitters to pound it into the dirt, especially a team like the Otters who have done such a good job at elevating hard hit balls and sending them over the park. Trying to keep them from hitting those home runs will be key for him in this game. Also to limiting the walks, which he didn't give one up there. First he'll to face L.J. Jones, the former Springfield Cardinal, who has been so good in this month of June. Enters today's ball game with a .322 batting average. DHing today, first pitch, taken for a strike, and he'll start behind 0-1. So Vales getting ahead of these Otters batters with the first pitch in every single at-bat so far. 0-1 fouled that one off, and now he's behind 0-2. Jones last night with a single in the first inning, but other than that, went 0 for 3 with a flyout, strikeout, and a groundout. Evansville trying to win the rubber match here. Similar vibe to what happened against Joliet. Won the first game with some great offense. Game two, the offense sputtered a little bit more than what we saw. Like to see anyway. Next pitch outside for a ball. And now you got a chance to take the series here with a good game. Counts 1-2 to Jones. Sets and delivers. Fouls that one off, and we'll do it again. Tried to run inside on him on that one, but Jones able to inside out foul it off. Far first base side of the rubber, Vales is set now. The windup pitch catches Jones looking at the bottom part of the plate, and he goes down for the first out of the game, or first out of the inning. And with one away, it's Logan Brown stepping up to the plate. An uncharacteristic night for him last night. He went 0 for 4, a couple of 3 groundouts, 2 of them to first base, and a fly out to center. Hit the ball hard a few of those at-bats, just couldn't find the holes. First pitch in the dirt for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. Brown, since joining Evansville, has been fantastic. Next pitch fouls that one off, evens it up at 1-1. Whether it's playing first base like he is this morning or catching like he did last night, he's been great at the plate. He's had great at-bats. He's hit the ball hard a ton. He's got a 1-1 count. Swings through that one, comes up with nothing, and he's behind 0-2, behind 1-2 now. Now Vales with another 1-2 count. He has worked fantastic through an inning and a third. 1-2, swing and a miss for a strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts to start the second inning. And now it's up to Keenan Taylor to extend the top of the second inning. Taylor's jolt in the top of the 8th inning last night tied it up at 4-4. His team-leading 8th home run of the season. First pitch taken for a strike. And he starts behind 0-1. Now 5 of 6 first pitch strikes for Vales. Again, a guy who has struggled with the walks, but he's been great at hitting the zone in this game. 0-1 high, pop up towards right. Out on it is Stewart and the second baseman Holt. Holt will call him off and bring it in just into foul territory for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning for Evansville. They'll head to the bottom of the second inning, still knotted up at 0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Garrett Simpson out there trying to match what Gage Vales has done on the other end. He's gone 1-2-3 in both innings. Simpson in his first inning gave up a leadoff single, a fly out to left for Victor Castillo, and then a double play. After turning 4 last night, they turned 1 in the first inning tonight, and now have to face Mark Schallenberger, Abdiel Diaz, and Dale Thomas. Schallenberger was hit by 2 pitches last night, also walked and grounded into a double play. Got on base 3 of those 4 times with no hits, doing what he does best at just getting on base and apparently being hit by pitches. Frontier League leading 16 hit by pitches for him. First pitch swinging is Schallenberger. He fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-1. He's followed by Dale Thomas, who did not play last night, and then Abdiel Diaz, who went 2 for 4, a couple of hits and then a couple of strikeouts for him. The 0-1 from Simpson finds his own, and he's ahead of Schallenberger 0-2. Schallenberger, fantastic at getting on base, also leads this Gateway team in strikeouts. Now the 0-2 pitch from Patterson just misses outside for a ball. Count moves to 1-2. Simpson is looking into Felix. He is ready. Now the 1-2 pitch. Hard towards second. Balk will bring it in with ease and will take the short toss to first for out number 1. So quickly 1 away, and now the shortstop Abdiel Diaz will follow. Mentioned a couple of hits for him last night before a couple of strikeouts in his final 2 at-bats. Last night pushed his average up to .313 during his short time with Gateway this season. Mendham is charging in. First pitch into center field. Brown is going to go back on it a little bit, and he will bring it in, stepping back for out number 2. So now with 2 quick outs, it's up to Dale Thomas. Thomas didn't play last night, but back in game 1, he went 1 for 5, singled, flew out to left, had a ground out, struck out swinging, also reached via the air. First pitch finds his own, does Simpson, and he's ahead 0-1. Working fast to Simpson, the 0-1. Just misses low, evens it up at 1-1. Simpson working quickly, he's working effectively. That's what you love to see from Simpson after that fourth inning blew up on him. Next pitch fouled that one off, and now he's ahead 1-2. We saw Patterson the third last night go his longest outing, bouncing back from a rough one. Now Simpson trying to do the same. Obviously still early in this one. Otters and Gateway still knotted up at 0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Next pitch in the dirt, evens it up at 2-2. Simpson did give up a leadoff single, but after that, the fly out to left, the double play, and this inning a ground out and a fly out. He's got Thomas at a 2-2 pitch. High pop up towards right. Brown will try to find it, but that one's going to hit the net, and he's not going to have a play at it. So we'll do 2-2 again. Thomas waiting for the home plate umpire to allow Brown back into the field. Now we are ready. Simpson looking into Felix. He agrees, and now the 2-2 pitch to Thomas. Another foul off. That's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Thomas in his second season as a Gateway Grizzly, played last year between Florida, the Florida Gators, and Gateway. The next 2-2, a flare into right. That one's going to send Taylor in a little bit. He is going to bring it in on the run for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Simpson. We've gone through 2. Both pitchers have faced the minimum. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
We're through 2 innings. Both pitchers have looked great. And now it's the Otters as they try to crack into the hit column. It'll be J.J. Cruz, Justin Felix, Parks Bauk to meet Vales in this inning. The sinker baller has been fantastic at getting quick outs. A couple of strikeouts for him last inning. He's also gotten 3 groundouts back in the first inning before also getting Keenan Taylor on a pop-up out to right field. Vales finishes his warm-up with a throw down from Tanner Garrison, and he'll face J.J. Cruz here. First in this inning, last night went 1 for 3 at that single in the 9th inning. Eventually advanced to second base to get the tying run to the plate. Cruz is ready in the left-handed batter's box. Vales set from the windup, the first pitch. Low for a ball, and he starts ahead of him 1-0. Cruz has been fantastic here in the month of June as of late. Chopper up the middle. Diaz is going to have to charge it. Throw to first, and in time for out number 1, and the Otters have gone 7 up, 7 down to start this game. With 1 away, it's Justin Felix coming to the plate. Started game 1. Felix reached via the hit by pitch twice in that game. He also had a sacrifice bunt, so his official day was 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. First pitch taken for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Felix, the fantastic defensive catcher. The 0-1 runs outside, moves to 1-1. His 5th year here with Evansville. The 1-1 pitch, low and away for a ball. Now it's a 2-1 count. Only has a 102 batting average, but does a great job of getting on base even with that. Next pitch, laced into left field. In on it is Mateo, and he'll bring it in for out number 2. So hit it on a line, but just right to the left fielder, and with 2 away, it'll be the 9-hole hitter Parks Bauk, trying to break into this groove that Vales has found him in to start this game. Evansville and Gateway, the only game this morning. The other game starting as late as 6:30, or as early as 6:30, I should say. First pitch to Bauk, taken high for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. That was Vale's 20th pitch of the game. That pitch finds a strike. Now it moves to 1-1. Should say 29th pitch of the game. Bauk, the 1-1 pitch. Misses inside. Now it moves to 2-1. Bauk has made a name for himself on the defensive end of the ball already. He has been fantastic on that side. A couple of gems from him yesterday. Now he's got a 2-1 count. He swings on that one, fouls it off. Now it's a 2-2 pitch. Bauk in his first professional start last night went 0 for 2 with a walk before being pinch hit in the 9th inning. Now he takes time and fixes his batter's glove. Bauk, the 24-year-old from Lipscomb, with a 2-2 count on Vales, trying to do any kind of damage here to Vales. The 2-2 outside for a ball. Now it's full. It's been 8 up, 8 down for Vales to begin this game. He's got a full count to the Otters' 9-hole hitter, Bauk. Vales set from the windup. The payoff pitch outside for ball 4. So the Otters finally get a base runner. And with 2 away, it will extend the inning to the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, David Mendham. Mendham grounded out too short his first time up. And now we'll see if they want to send Bauk, who with the Jackson Rockabillys had stolen 11 bags in 13 attempts. Didn't steal a ton of bags with Lipscomb in his senior year, but definitely has the ability. First pitch to Mendham, laced into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That one's going to go all the way to the wall. Bauk is rounding second all the way to third. He's going to be sent home. He tags third. The throw to the plate is going to be not in time as Bauk avoids the tag. And a Deerhead double-decker double scores Bauk on a throw that was a little bit up the line. A great slide from Parks Bauk. And the Otters take a 1-0 lead as they jump ahead for the 3rd game in a row. David Mendham with a huge 2-out double. And now the inning extends to Graham Brown. And after giving up his first base runner and then his first hit, also gives up his first run of the game, and now he has to pitch from behind after we'll have a mound visit between Garrison and Vales. That was going to be a tough play for Bauk to get in there, as he had just rounded third when Diaz from short had the ball. Now first pitch to Brown, swinging through that one. He's behind 0-1. Brown at the plate with his former college teammate Tanner Garrison behind the plate. Saw them face off against each other with Garrison on the mound back in game 1. The 0-1 pitch finds his own. Now Brown has to work from behind 0-2. So those are the hits you want to see the Otters get. Big 2-out knocks to get runners in. Trying to keep that run going with this 2-out rally. It started with a Bauk walk. 0-2 fouls that one off as Brown stays alive. Mendham followed that walk with a double, and the aggressive call from McCauley to send Bauk pays off on the pitch that went a little bit up the line and high. Brown behind 0-2. He fouls that one off, I believe. Yes, he does, and he'll stay alive once again. Brown continuing to have good at-bats. Worked a 2-2 count back in the first inning before he grounded out to third. Brown set once again for the 0-2 pitch. That one is into left field for a base hit. McCauley's going to hold Mendham at third, so a 2-out hit once again for Evansville. Have runners on the corners with 2 away, and it extends the inning once again to J.T. Benson. All of this damage coming with 2 outs after a ground out from J.J. Cruz, followed by a fly out from Justin Felix. Now Vale's trying to work through some trouble, as now we'll have a mound visit as they'll try to find a way to attack Benson, who took a first pitch ground out to short back in the first inning. Evansville jumps out in front once again. This is the 3rd time this series they've done that. First time it's happened outside of the first inning. The Otters are 9-10 in games where they score first. By no means has that been a guaranteed set for them to win, but good to see them have an early lead here. We are in the top of the 3rd inning, 2 away with runners on the corners. 1 in as the Otters lead 1-0. Back-to-back hits, the first 2 hits of the game for Evansville. Vales had gone 8 up, 8 down before struggling to get this final out in the 3rd. First pitch to Benson. He fouls that one up and overhead, and that'll be an overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. 3 straight Otters have reached base. A walk from Bauk, double from Mendham, single from Graham Brown. 1 in this inning. The 0-1 stays high, evens it up at 1-1. The Otters lost the series 2-1 back in Bosse Field to start the year. They're 1-1 here, trying to take their first road series win. That pitch runs just inside, maybe a little bit low. Now it's a 2-1 count. Evansville in their gray uniforms today. Gateway back in their whites. The 2-1 swung through that one. Now count evens up at 2-2. Brown took a big first step over there at second, but didn't end up stealing. Vale's trying to finally get out of this 3rd inning. He's set the 2-2 chopper foul, and we'll do it again. Mendham took a huge secondary lead there. Maybe just trying to get into the peripheral vision of the pitcher Vales. Vales set once again, the 2-2. Stays low, and now it's a full count. Vales coming off his career high surrendered in hits against Schaumburg, where he gave up 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those runs coming off home runs in the 5th inning. Down 1-0, trying to keep this deficit where it's at. The payoff pitch and a foul tip to stay alive, as Benson will do it again. With a full count and 2 away, Brown getting a jump start over there at first. 1 into the gap should score him. We've seen Benson be able to shoot the gaps very well during this road trip. They'll set once again the next payoff pitch. Got him swinging, and he finally gets out of the inning. But the Otters jump out in front. They take a 1-0 lead. So as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, you're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Garrett Simpson out there with his first lead of this ball game. The Otters took a 1-0 lead off the David Mendham double. Simpson has faced the minimum so far through 2. Since that leadoff base hit, he has been excellent. He tries to keep it where it's at, as the first one to face him in this inning is going to be the left fielder Edwin Mateo. Mateo last night was the thorn in Evansville's side. He reached via a couple of singles. He reached via the error, and then the sac fly in the 8th gave Gateway their lead they would not relinquish. First pitch, just outside for a ball, and Simpson will start behind him 1-0. Mateo, the switch hitter, has batted lefty the entire series, and with no lefties out of the bullpen, it will stay the same in this ball game. 1-0, chopper towards first. Brown on the hop will bring it in, and a quick out number 1 for Simpson here in the 3rd inning. So we saw Evansville finally be able to get to Vales. Gateway trying to match the same, but they start in the wrong direction. So with 1 away, it's the catcher Tanner Garrison. The first time we will see him at the plate in this series. Stand corrected. He actually did bat in the first game. He struck out swinging in his lone at bat. First pitch in there for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Garrison with an 0-1 count from Simpson as he's working quickly. That one just misses outside, and now it's a 1-1 count. Simpson up at 89, 90 miles per hour. Next 1-1, he checked his swing. He didn't go, and I believe it hit him in the hand. Simpson wanted to say it hit him in the bat. It was very close. But I believe that is going to be a hit by pitch and a 1-out base runner here for Gateway. An 89-mile-per-hour fastball that went up and in, and Garrison thought about going, pulled the bat in, hit him in the hand, and now he is being looked at after I said, being hit up and away, up and in the hand. Brandon is awaiting on deck. He also had a good game at the plate last night. He had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat, walked in the second at-bat, a double on a chopper over the head of the first baseman, Mindom. And that was his night at the plate. The star defensive player, trying to find his way at the plate, enters with a .240 batting average. Now Garrison down at first base with one away. Simpson set the first pitch to Brandon. Takes for a strike, and he starts ahead of Brandon 0-1. Mentioned that Brandon, a former second-round pick in the MLB draft. Here in his third season for Gateway. 0-1. Just misses high, evens it up at 1-1. The Otters with an early 1-0 lead. The 1-1 swung through by Brandon. Now he's ahead 1-2. The tying run over at first, Tanner Garrison, who reached via the hit by pitch. Brandon was a draft pick out of high school before spending 4 seasons with the Red Sox. 1-2, chopper foul, and we'll do it again. Has pushed his OBP up to 354 during this season. Last year he had a 342 OBP. Is a fantastic base runner. He's 14 for 15 in stolen base attempts. And again, as I mentioned, also a fantastic defensive player as well. The next 1-2 pitch to the Grizzlies center fielder misses low, and now it's a 2-2 count. Simpson trying to get through 3 innings scoreless to preserve that 1-0 lead for Evansville. The 2-2 pitch. Chopper towards first, brought in by Brown. He'll tag first for 1, throw it in a second, and he will tag Garrison for another double play. So the Otters turn another double play, the second in just 3 innings in this game. And he faces 1-2-3 once again. He has faced the minimum through 3 as we head to the 4th inning. Otters lead 1-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Back here at Arsenal BG Ballpark, just across the river from St. Louis, here in Sauget, Illinois, is the Otters currently leading 1-0 through 3. Vales had sent 8 up and 8 down before eventually giving up a single and then a or a walk and then a double to Mendham and then a single before eventually getting out of the inning, only giving up 1 run. Now he comes back here in the 4th inning. He'll face L.J. Jones, Logan Brown, and Keenan Taylor, where he struck out Jones and Brown before getting Taylor to pop up in their first at-bats. Evansville trying to extend that 1-0 lead. Jones takes the first pitch low for a ball, and he'll start ahead 1-0. Next pitch runs outside. Now he's at 2-0. The 2-0 finds a zone. Now he's ahead 1-2. Or 2. Sorry, Jones is at 2-1. That one's a chopper towards third on a hop. Be brought in. Long throw to first in time for out number 1. So Vale's back on the right track. And with 1 away, it's Logan Brown. He also struck out. So now Brown, the first pitch, taken low for a ball. He started ahead 1-0. Brown out of the University of Southern Indiana, back with his hometown Evansville Otters, his 2nd year back with the Otters. 1-0 runs outside, moves to 2-0. Joined the team a little bit later in the season after his Oakland City team that he coached for ended their season. Now the 2-0 pitch. Foul tipped it into the glove on that one. Now moves to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Vales. Outside for a ball, now 3-1. What a road trip it's been for Logan Brown. A big game number 1 with a couple of doubles. Against Joliet, had his 400th career hit. Now the 3-1 pitch, high pop up towards left. Over on it is Thomas, but it will get out of play. Now it's a full count. With splash day here early in this game, a lot of kids at the ballpark here today. Now it's a full count to the Otters' first baseman. He sticks his bat out there and fouls it off, and we'll do it again. And this is what you love to see from Logan Brown. It's what he does so well, is just battle and stick the bat out there and stay alive. With a .261 batting average entering today's ball game, has a full count. Sticks the bat out there, line drive to short. Diaz brings it in for out number 2. Hit it on the line, but right to the shortstop. And with 2 away in this inning, it'll be up to Keenan Taylor. So in all 4 innings, Vales has managed to get the first 2 outs of the inning. In the first 2 innings, he managed to get the 3rd out with little problem. But last inning, a 2-out walk followed by a 2-out double put the Otters on the board. Vales set the first pitch to Taylor. Swinging, line drive to left, but foul. Starts behind 0-1. So Taylor jumped on that first pitch like he did last night with his 2-run home run, but just out in front of it on the 82-mile-per-hour breaker. And has just pulled it foul. The 0-1 chopper towards short. Diaz will take it on a hop. Throw on the run in time for out number 3. So the Otters go down 1-2-3 for the 3rd time in this game. We'll head to the 4th. The Otters still leading 1-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Garrett Simpson out there for his fourth inning of work. He's looked fantastic through three. He's given up a couple of base runners and cut them both down with double plays. An astounding 6 double plays over the last 2 games for the Otters. They turned 4 with the starter Patterson last night, 2 already through 3 innings here. And now Simpson enters the inning where he struggled against Joliet. He pitched 3 great innings against Joliet to start his professional career before the 4th inning got out of hand, and hopefully he can try to work through that here. He'll face the top of the lineup for Gateway, Gabe Holt, Victor Castillo, DJ Stewart, as he has faced the minimum through 3 innings. Has Garrett Simpson. So Holt steps into the left-handed batter's box. He has the lone hit for Gateway in this game. First pitch swinging, he fouls that one off down the left side. And he'll start behind 0-1. Holt started down 0-2 before working a full count and singling out to center. He'd be cut down on the double play from DJ Stewart. Next pitch chopped foul, and now it's an 0-2 count once again to Holt. But of course, with Holt's ability to work counts and get on base, which we've already seen in this game, we've seen all week, anything but an easy out here. Simpson set the 0-2 pitch to Holt. Chopper towards first. Brown will take it in, and it will be a quick out number 1, a 3 unassisted for Evansville to start this inning. So we saw Patterson be able to break through his short outings. Went 6 1/3, earned a quality start. Now Simpson trying to follow suit as Evansville with a 1-0 lead on the David Mendham double. Only 1 run on 2 hits for Evansville, only 1 hit so far for Gateway. Next is Victor Castillo, who had a soft fly out to left field in his first at-bat. He squares around a bunt, puts it down perfectly. It's going to be a tough play. Felix is going to take it, and there's not going to be a play. So a bunt single to start off, or with 1 away in this inning. A beautifully placed bunt right between Justin Felix and Garrett Simpson. With 1 away, it's DJ Stewart up to the plate. He grounded into a double play that started with J.J. Cruz in his first at-bat. Simpson from the stretch. The first pitch to Stewart. Pulled the string, got it at the top of the zone, and he's ahead 0-1. That went down at 73 miles per hour. Stewart in his 3rd season as a Gateway Grizzly, and he is off to a hot start with 9 home runs and 41 RBIs. Simpson now the 0-1. Another bender, but didn't bend enough, and now it evens it up at 1-1. Also has 10 doubles, leading to a .556 slugging percentage. .556 second for Gateway, just behind Schallenberger's .564. Next pitch, runner takes off. That one's hit to center field. Brown's going to have to take back for out number 2. Castillo was all the way over to first, but he has plenty of time to get back. And now with 2 away, and that runner still at first base, it's Mark Schallenberger. So he will step up in the 4-hole. Castillo there took off 7 for 11 on the season. More in a hit and run situation, and Stewart hit the ball well, but right to Graham Brown, who didn't have to move too much on that one, just take a few steps backwards. And now with 2 away, it's Schallenberger, the former University of Evansville star. He's got a runner at first. That one runs outside for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat. It was a hard hit ball, but right to the second baseman, Bauk. Now the 0-1, or the 1-0 finds his own. Now it evens it up at 1-1, I should say. I was just mentioning DJ Stewart's .556. Obviously, Schallenberger in the lead with a .564 slugging percentage, also with a .469 on-base percentage. He's drawn 18 walks, and he's been hit by 16 pitches. Check over at first, nothing doing of Castillo, and he'll get back with plenty of time. 6 home runs, a triple, and 8 doubles for Schallenberger. The 1-1 pitch from Simpson. Runner does take off. That pitch is high. Throw down. That one is in time, but Cruz can't squeeze it. And it will be a stolen base to put a runner in scoring position. Justin Felix, a fantastic throw down to first. Was put on the money, but unfortunately, Cruz just couldn't bring it in. And now Schallenberger a single away from potentially tying this ball game. It's a 2-1 count. Runs inside, now it's a 3-1 count. There is now a base open, so no need to groove a fastball over the middle. Just need to make another good pitch here. Simpson set. The 3-1 pitch. High pop up towards right. That one is hooking into foul territory. Brown will look at it and it will get out of play for an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And now we have a full count with 2 away here in this 4th inning. The tying run at second base for Gateway. They trail 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And now time called. Schallenberger is ready, back into the left-handed batter's box. Simpson looks into Felix, trying to find the put-away pitch. Payoff pitch, low for a ball 4. So now runners will be at first and second with 2 away. The first walk of the night for Simpson. It will extend the inning to Abdiel Diaz. Felix will step in front of the home plate, give some signs, and a step back. Diaz, a couple of hits in last night's game. Tonight with a fly out to center field. Simpson trying to work through the 4th inning. From the stretch, the first pitch, chopped foul, and he started ahead of him 0-1. It was the 4th inning where everything unraveled for him in his first outing. He is trying to close out this 4th inning with the Otters still in front. His 2 hits, a flare to center, and then a bunt single from Castillo. 0-1. Hard hit, but foul, and now Diaz behind 0-2. This is Diaz's 9th game of the season. Has a .313 batting average after his 2-for-4 night last night. Simpson steps off and resets himself, trying to find the put-away pitch on Diaz, who has an 0-2 count. Castillo over at second, Schallenberger at first. They represent the tying and go-ahead runs. The 0-2 pitch from Simpson in the dirt. Great stop by Felix. Got moves to 1-2. Tried to pump a fastball in there, but couldn't find the zone. Diaz, the longtime Gateway Grizzly, trying to break through for him here in the fourth. 1-2, swing and a miss for strike three. A German American Bank strikeout, the first of the night for Garrett Simpson. And we are through 4 innings. Otters still lead 1-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
We are into the Buffalo Wild Wings 5th inning because it is back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional. Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road, for details. So in the top of the 5th inning, Vale's out there for another inning of work. Just went 1-2-3 for the third time in 4 innings, and he faces J.J. Cruz, Justin Felix, and Parks Bauk. This is where the third inning started that got away from him. He got 2 quick outs of Cruz and Felix before giving up a walk, a double that scored Bauk, a single from Brown, but eventually got out with a strikeout of Benson to avoid any further damage. He's ready. First pitch to Cruz. High pop-up. That one's going to get out of play and overhead. And overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. So now Cruz with an 0-1 count. That one runs low, evens it up at 1-1. A loud "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant starting to erupt from the kids here in the ballpark today. 1-1, high fly ball into right. Castillo is going to move over a little bit to his left and bring it in for out number 1. Now with 1 away, it's Justin Felix. He had a hard fly out to left field in his first at bat. It was a 2-1 count that he tried to jump on, but just couldn't find a hole. First pitch takes it for a strike at the top of the zone. He starts behind 0-1. The Otters still searching for their first road series win. 0-1 swinging at that one. Now he's behind 0-2. They started 0-2 with a couple of sweeps against Mississippi and Schaumburg, but since then they have, for 4 straight road series, pushed it to a Game 3 rubber match, but haven't been able to take it in that game. In fact, the last 3 series, they've jumped out to a first game win against Lake Erie, against Joliet, now against Gateway. 0-2. Just misses outside, and now count moves to 1-2. Now here against Gateway with another shot to potentially take the rubber match and take the road series win. 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The 4th strikeout of the game for Vales. Now with 2 away, it's back to Parks Bauk. The same setup that happened back in the 3rd inning. Bauk with that walk. He eventually came around to score on the David Mendham double. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Otters leading 1-0. 2 hits for either side. First pitch swinging, comes up with nothing. He's behind 0-1. No errors for either side either. So Vales with the 0-1 pitch. Just misses outside, evens it up at 1-1. Bauk is shown to have good vision at the plate. A couple of walks already in his first 2 starts. 1-1 stays low. Now it's a 2-1 count. That was something we knew coming in with how well he did with Jackson. 15 walks just to 3 strikeouts. So far early in his Otters career, 2 walks to 0 strikeouts. 2-1, just finds the corner. Now it evens it up at 2-2. The Otters trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning. 2-2, fouls that one off, and we'll do it again. The Otters have gone down 1-2-3 in 3 of the first 4 innings. They've gone down 1-2. The quick 2 outs in all 5 innings. Only difference between the other innings being the 3rd inning where Bauk worked a walk to extend the inning. Fails the next 2-2. Swings at that one, fouls it off, and we'll do it again. Difference between Vales this year is how well he's worked out of the windup versus his struggling a little bit more out of the stretch. We saw that already. He has been great out of the windup, but the one time he's been put in the stretch, he struggled more. The next 2-2 to Bauk. Stays low, now it goes full. So Bauk once again in another full count. His 2nd straight at bat where he's worked it full. 3-2 pitch to the Otters' second baseman. Chopper, high chopper towards 3rd. Charging it is Thomas. Throw to 1st just in time. Beat Bauk on a bang-bang play. And it's another 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Otters still leading 1-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Simpson is back out on the mound for another inning of work, and so are all-you-can-eat wings and fries at Buffalo Wild Wings, Mondays through Thursdays, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional. So get all the heavy hitters together Monday through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine and only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Greenville Road for details. Simpson has been excellent through 4. Dealt with some traffic in the last inning, but got Diaz his lone strikeout of the game, swinging to strand a couple of runners. The only 2 runners he stranded all game. And He will face Dale Thomas, Edwin Mateo, and Tanner Garrison in this 5th inning. Thomas ready in the box. First pitch. Misses low, and he'll start ahead 1-0. It's been a fantastic pitcher's duel on either side. Simpson trying to match Vales' 5th inning. That one just misses. 2-0 count. Simpson's done a great job at finding the zone. Only 1 walk to Schallenberger in the last inning. 2-0. Bender stays high. Now it's a 3-0 count. Simpson trying to find the zone here in the 5th inning. Already his longest outing as an Evansville Otter. The 3-0 pitch. That one finds the zone. Gets back in the count, 3-1. And 54 pitches on the game so far for Simpson. Chopper towards short. Cruz will take it in on the run. Throw to first in time for out number 1. So after having Thomas at a 3-0 count, got a strike, then got a high chopper to short. And with a big out number 1, it leads to Edwin Mateo, who grounded out to first in his first at-bat. Simpson's worked quickly, as I mentioned. That was only his 55th pitch of this game through 4 1/3. He's thrown 35 strikes to 20 balls. He squares on a bunt, pulls it back, and he starts ahead of Simpson 1-0. See Mindom, he was working his way up on the third base line. We'll see now if Mindom's in if he wants to bunt. 1-0, doesn't square, swings at it, comes up with nothing. He's behind 1-1, or evens it up at 1-1. Mateo and Diaz, the 2 near the bottom of the lineup last night that killed Evansville. Mateo went 2 for 3, reaching 3 out of his 4 times. He's 0 for 1 in this game. The 1-1 checked his swing, missed low. Now it moves to 2-1. Just short of noon here in Sauget, Illinois. That pitch misses inside. Now it's a 3-1 count. So another 3-1 count for Simpson. He's been working from behind in this inning. Already here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Otters leading 1-0. The 3-1 high fly ball. That one's going to get way out of play, and it will run to full. Slowed it down a little bit there at 87 and got Mateo out in front. Simpson ready. The payoff pitch misses low for ball 4. So his second walk in as many innings, gets the runner at first, and with 1 away, it's Tanner Garrison, who was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. Central Division games, Florence and Windy City playing later. Lake Erie and Washington are in their rubber match. Now the first pitch into the Grizzlies catcher. Bender finds a zone. He starts ahead of him 0-1. Mateo, a good runner over there at first base. The 0-1 misses low and away and evens up at 1-1. This year, however, he's been caught 4 times in 6 attempts. The 1-1, Mateo takes off. That pitch gets past Felix, and Mateo will get up with ease. That pitch missed low. Count moves to 2-1. Simpson going to have to work through some more traffic here in the 5th, as now there's a runner at second, the tying runner with only 1 away. Garrison at the plate. Two, one, high fly ball, but that one's going to get out of play as well, and now the count evens up at 2-2. That one is an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. So Garrison at a 2-2 count. Trying to get that tying runner in from second. 2-2 pitch. Looper into right. Taylor in on it to his left. It one's going to drop and get out of play for a ground rule double. So a bloop double for Garrett Simpson. And a tough break as this game is now tied at 1-1. And now Max Peterson's going to walk out there and have a conversation with his pitcher. Still no one warming up in the Otters bullpen. Simpson, who's looked so good so far in this game. A one-out walk, a stolen base where Felix couldn't get the glove on it. And then that double that just blooped down the first base line and got out of play. If that one stays in play, there's still a runner at third. But instead they trade places. And with one away, and that go-ahead runner now at second base with one away, it's Cole Brandon. He grounded into a double play his first time up. Simpson set the first pitch into the Grizzlies center fielder. Outside for a ball, he'll start behind him 1-0. So he's struggled to find the zone a little bit more here in this inning. He'd been really good at finding the zone, pumping strikes in those first 4 innings, but now it's not been as good here. 1-0 pitch, that one finds the zone. Bender bends enough, evens it up at 1-1. Now there's some loosening in the Otters bullpen. The 1-1 to Brandon. In there for a strike. Now it's a 1-2 count. Beautifully placed pitch from Simpson there. Through 4 1/3 innings. Game tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. That one fouled off. Now it's a 1-2 count. Still a 1-2 count, rather, as he stays alive. Garrison over at second after the ground rule double. The go-ahead run. The next 1-2. Hard towards second. Balk will bring it on a bounce. Runner will advance to third. Throw to first in time for out number 2. So now the go-ahead runner 90 feet away, but still need a hit or a mistake from Evansville to get him in. And with 2 away, it extends the inning to Gabe Holt. Singled back in the first, a ground out to first base in his last at-bat. Simpson from the stretch. The first pitch to Holt. First pitch swinging. High fly ball into left. In on it is Benson, still moving towards the foul line, and will bring it in for out number 3. But Gateway ties it up with a double down the line as we are knotted up at 1, heading to the 6th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Brand new ball game here in Sauget as Evansville and Gateway tied up at 1. Evansville bringing the top of the lineup to the plate here in the 6th with David Mendham, Graham Brown, JT Benson. Otters hopefully can get a runner on early as Vales has been great through 2 batters in each inning, and all 5 innings he has set down the first 2 batters. And outside of the 3rd inning where Parks Bauk extended the inning with a walk, it has been 3 up, 3 down for Vales. But he has shown to not be as good of a pitcher out of the stretch. So if David Mendham, the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, can manage to reach base, which he does so well, can hopefully force him into the stretch here in this 5th inning where this has been his trouble inning, as he has given up 9 runs in the 5th inning, including 4 against Schaumburg in his last outing. In that outing, he went into that inning with a 2-1 lead. Had only given up 1 earned run, but then gave up a solo shot and a 3-run home run that finished his day off with 5 earned runs given up through 5 innings. So Mendham into the box. First pitch, high fly ball, but out of play. It's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Mendham back into the leadoff spot, awaiting the 0-1 pitch. That one misses low, evens it up at 1-1. At third base today, out of Ontario, Canada. 1-1, chopper, but foul. Now it's a 1-2 count. He'll have to battle from behind 1-2. This is the 3rd game of the year for Mendham at the top of the spot. It's happened all during this series. Trying to force Vales into the stretch here to begin this inning. He's got a 1-2 count. 1-2, hard towards first. That's going to get through as no play to be made by the infielders there, and a leadoff base knock for Evansville. And that's exactly what you want to see from your leadoff hitter, David Mendham. He's now 2 for 3 with a double, the lone RBI for Evansville. And next is Graham Brown, who singled back in the 3rd inning off Vales from the stretch. Again, this 5th inning is where Vales has been hit the hardest. Evansville trying to match that here in this 5th inning. In the 6th inning, actually. First pitch, Brown squares on a bunt, pulls it back. That one inside for a ball. He'll start ahead 1-0. Vales actually into the 6th inning as he tries to work, at least match his longest outings of the year, where he's gone 6 twice. Quick check over at Mendham at first, nothing doing. Brown squared on a bunt in that first one. We'll see if he wants to do it again. The 3rd baseman over there, Thomas, is still playing fairly deep back. Now he's scooching in a little bit. 1-0 inside there again. Now it's a 2-0 count. Tried to get a front door breaker there, but didn't bend it enough. Brown did not square on a bunt there. Top of the 6th inning, Otters tied with Gateway 1-1. 2-0 pitch. Inside now. It's a 3-0 count. So already, Vales, when he's been in the stretch, has not done as well. Since joining the stretch, he's given up a double, a single, did get a strikeout, but now he's got a 3-0 count to Graham Brown. 3-0, just catches the zone to get back into the count. It's now a 3-1 count. Brown entering today's game a tick under 300 with his batting average. 29 RBIs during the season. 3-1. Low for a ball 4. And now back-to-back base runners reach with runners at first and second and no one away for JT Benson. And we'll see how this defense wants to play it. Now quickly some action up in the bullpen for Gateway. For Evansville, the reliever I believe out there was Thebe. He's set down now. And now the pitching coach out there to meet his pitcher. Vales has looked really good in this start, but now he's run into some trouble here as the Otters put the first 2 runners on base. A 5-pitch walk to Graham Brown after the single from Mendham. And quickly up in the bullpen is Alec Whaley, who we've seen in both games this week. Game 1, they got to him quickly, and then game 2, he only faced 1 batter and got him out. So Benson into the right-handed batter's box. Thomas is playing in on the infield grass. This is definitely a spot where we've seen Evansville sacrifice bunt plenty of times. First pitch, Benson doesn't square around, and the first pitch is inside for a ball, and he's had 1-0. Vales with pitch 85 in this game. He's got a 1-0 count to Benson. Chopper up the middle. Diaz will take it in, take it himself to 1. Throw to second in time for a double play. Runner does advance to third, but 2 big outs from the sinker baller, Vales. And with 2 away, it's up to LJ Jones, who will now need a single or a mistake from Gateway to score that runner from third. The go-ahead run just 90 feet away for LJ Jones. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking, and then a ground ball to third. First pitch swinging on a sinker ball that went low below the zone. He's ahead 0-1. Jones in a big spot, and the way he's been hitting in June, you wouldn't want anybody else up right now. Still looking for his first hit in this game. 0-1, up a nubber towards short. Throw to first in time for out number 3. So after 2 leadoff runners get on base, a double play, and then a ground out to short in the inning, stranding that runner at third base. We head to the bottom of the 6th, still knotted up at 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
The Otters send Garrett Simpson out there for another inning of work. He did give up a run last inning, but got the last 2 batters out, and now tries to send us to the 7th, still tied at 1 this game is knotted up at 1, 3 hits for either side. Evansville got a couple of runners on, but a double play really damaged the inning, and then a ground out into the inning, stranding that runner at third. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, a Victor Castillo, DJ Stewart, and Mark Schallenberger up to the plate. Castillo reached on the bunt single back in the 4th inning. So we'll see if he wants to do something similar or if he wants to swing away. Phoebe is back up, warming up in the bullpen, ready to come in if needed. But they want to see if Simpson can get through 6. He's pitched so well through 5 innings currently in this game. Simpson from the windup. First pitch, taken for a strike, starts ahead of him 0-1. That's a great sign. After last inning, he struggled a little bit more to find the zone. Finds the zone in the first pitch there. He looks in. Now he's ready. The 0-1 pitch. Chopper. High chopper towards Cruz. He'll bring it in. Throw on the run in time for out number 1. Cruz playing great at shortstop so far in this game, and with 1 away, it leads to G.J. Stewart. 0 for 2, a double play, and a fly out to center. His hit to center was hit very hard, but directly at Graham Brown. Fortunate for Evansville. Simpson with quick out here in the 6th. The first pitch to Stewart, high for a ball, and he starts behind him 1-0. The only leadoff runner to reach in this game for Simpson was in the 1st inning with Gabe Holt. Since then, he has set down the leadoff hitter 5 straight innings. That pitch stays up and in. Now it's a 2-0 count. Final game here in Gateway before Evansville travels back to Bosse Field to take on Florence for the weekend set. They'll get a day off Monday, and then they'll host Mississippi at Bosse Field. That one is fouled off, and now the count moves to 2-1. Obviously a big game here for Evansville before they head to a home stretch for some big games going on. 2-1, chopper towards third. Mendham will take it in. Spin throw to first. Long throw in time for out number 2. Great play from Mendham over at third base, and with 2 quick outs, it extends the inning to Mark Schallenberger. Final 3 games in June against Florence will be 6:35 p.m. Saturday or 6:35 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and then a 5:05 start on Sunday. Mentioned that day off on Monday before Mississippi comes in for 3 games at 6:35 at home before Evansville travels to Schaumburg for a 3-game set. Get the day off Monday, and then 3 games at Washington on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, including a 9:35 a.m. start on that Tuesday. That first pitch to Schallenberger taken for a strike. He starts ahead 0-1. And then before the All-Star break, they host Gateway, this Gateway team, before the long road trip to end July. So almost in July, I should say. The team on the road for a lot of July. Only 3 home series. 1 against Mississippi, 1 against Gateway. The final series against Lake Erie. So a tough month of July ahead for Evansville. 0-1 pitch outside for a ball, evens it up at 1-1. So what makes this game here so important, trying to get their first series win on the road to set themselves up for this month of July. 1-1, runs inside and hits him. I mean, it's just incredible. Schallenberger just gets hit by everything. He's now 1 hit by pitch short of his walk total this year. Now with that 2-out runner at first base, it extends the inning to Abdiel Diaz, who is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a strikeout swinging, the only strikeout of the game for Simpson. Schallenberger walking. Now he's back to first base, puts on his sliding glove. Schallenberger is 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year. See if they want to risk it to try to get a runner in scoring position. First pitch, Schallenberger initially took off, but eventually did not go. First pitch in there for a strike, and Simpson ahead 0-1. Simpson looks into Felix, now agrees and sets. The middle of the rubber for Simpson. The 0-1 pitch. Chopper towards first. Brown will take it in and make the easy play over at first for out number 3. So a 2-out hit by pitch, gets a runner on, but nothing doing with it. And he strands another runner. We head to the 7th, still tied at 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, Enter 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Our first pitching change here in this ball game as Gateway goes to Francis Peguero. Peguero on the mound. Behind the plate is still Tanner Garrison. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So they send Peguero out to face Logan Brown, Keenan Taylor, and J.J. Cruz. Of course, Keenan Taylor, the guy that hit a 2-run long home run against him in the 8th inning to tie the game at that point. Now he comes in a tie game, trying to keep this score line where it's at. Logan Brown stepping in on an 0-for-2 day. Back-to-back hitless days so far, but trying to change that with a leadoff hit to get Evansville started in this inning. Evansville had a shot last inning to put some runs on the board, but after getting the leadoff runners on, a double play and a ground out ended that inning. First pitch taken outside for a ball. He'll start ahead 1-0. Logan Brown faced Peguero after that Keenan Taylor home run, and he grounded out to third base. Next pitch outside for a ball. Now it's a 2-0 count for the Otters veteran catcher. First baseman today, I should say. With a 2-0 count pitch, that one finds its own. Peguero back in the count. Count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Hard liner into left, but it's going to be right at Mateo for a hard fly ball out number 1. Unfortunate. So now with 1 away, it moves to Keenan Taylor. The first pitch to Taylor. First pitch swinging. Chops that one foul, and he's behind 0-1. Tried to do the same thing there, but a little bit out in front and fouled it off. The 0-1 pitch inside, and it hit him up at 92 miles per hour. So another hit by pitch. These comes after the inning where Schaumburg got hit by a pitch. And now a 1-out base runner for J.J. Cruz, who steps up to the plate. The first pitch to Cruz, taken for a strike, and he starts ahead of Cruz 0-1. A 91-mile-per-hour fastball hit the zones. Hits the zone. That one is fouled back as he fouls that one off. Now he's behind 0-2. That's a fight from behind with Keenan Taylor over at first base. Keenan has stolen bases before, but he's kind of in a rut there. He's been thrown out 3 straight times. 9 for 14 now on the season. 9 for 15, actually. But an 0-2 count. Pitch to Cruz. Sticks his bat out there and fouls it off, and we'll do it again. Cruz looking for his first hit in the game. A ground out to short and a fly out to right in this game. Homered back in the first game of the series. But he's got an 0-2 count here. Swings through that one, pulled the string on him, and is a strikeout for out number 2. So with 2 away, it's up to Justin Felix. He'll try to extend the 7th inning as we are knotted up at 1 in the 7th inning. 1 run, 3 hits either side, no errors for either side. Peguero, after giving up a 2-run home run in his first appearance this week, has a couple of outs as Felix checks his swing but fouls it off, and he's behind 0-1. Felix does have home run power. Peguero leaves one over the heart of the plate. He will jump on it. The 0-1 swings at that one. A slider that got him out in front. Now he's behind 0-2. Peguero had the blown save but earned the win after giving up the lead in the 8th inning. He also pitched in 2 games against Mississippi where he went 2 innings, didn't go up a hit or a run in those appearances. That pitch gets him looking for strike 3. The Otters get a runner on but can't do anything with it, and we are still tied up at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
So the Otters go to their bullpen as well, and it'll be Nolan Thebe entering the game here in the 7th inning. Thebe on the mound, Felix behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Thebe enters for the 2nd time in this series. He went an inning, gave up a hit, struck out 1, didn't give up a run in the appearance on Friday. He entered after Brahms' quality start. He has made 6 appearances this year. He's pitched an 8 1/3 inning, struck out 9, walked 4, only given up 2 runs, those both coming against Washington. And he looks to try to do the same here and keep this 1-1 scoreline where it's at for Evansville. It has been a fantastic pitcher's duel on both sides. We've seen 3 great starts for Evansville in this series. 3 quality starts, one from Brahms, one from Patterson the third last night, and now Garrett Simpson earns his first professional quality start, a great bounce back effort for him in this game. Now it's off to Thebe. He'll face Dale Thomas first in this inning. Set from his stretch position, first pitch. Misses outside for a ball, and he'll start behind him 1-0. When Thebe's been controlling his fastball, he has been so hard to hit. We've seen him get into trouble a little bit with some walks, but when he's been on, he's been on. He's been tough to hit. 1-0 pitch. Pulled the string, got him out in front, and he fouled it off, evens it up at 1-1. Thomas 0 for 2 on the day with a flyout and a ground out. The Otters have done a good job keeping him mostly in check during this series. Back in game 1, went 1 for 5. That pitch swung on a miss, another bender. And now it's a 1-2 count for Nolan Thebe. So he went with a fastball that missed low and away, and then a couple of off-speed pitches. We'll see if he wants to try to go with another fastball or throw a third straight off-speed pitch. Thebe set the 1-2 pitch. Another off speed, but that one just missed low and away. Thomas holds up. It's a 2-2 count now. So that's 3 straight off-speed pitches. Let's see if he wants to go back to that fastball now. 2-2 pitch. Dialed up the fastball, stayed high, and now it's a full count. Thebe not the greatest command on his fastball to start this game. Obviously only a couple of pitches he's thrown with the fastball. Payoff pitch. Fastball just misses. And that's a leadoff walk for Gateway. And now Thebe's going to have to work through it, facing Edwin Mateo up next. Mateo walked his last time up. He came around to score on the Tanner Garrison double. Mendham is playing the potential bunt. First pitch. Chopper towards first. Brown is going to throw it to second for 1. Throw back to first. Brown's going to bring it in for another Hoosier Lottery double play. Their third this game, 7th of the last 2. And quickly, there are 2 away in this inning. And now with 2 away, it's up to Tanner Garrison with no one on. This defense has been very good for Evansville these last couple of games outside of a couple of miscues from last night's game. And now Thebe, no one on, 2 away. First pitch to Garrison. In there for a strike. Pumped the fastball up at 90 miles per hour. He's ahead of him 0-1. Garrison was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, and then the bloop ground rule double into right field his last time up. That was the lone RBI for Gateway in this one. 0-1. Bender just misses low, evens it up at 1-1. Thebe trying to keep this 1-1 tie. He's already got 2 outs in the 7th inning, just needs 1 more. 1-1 pitch. Just misses outside, now it's a 2-1 count. Seen some fantastic pitching efforts so far today in this ball game. It's been an uncharacteristic Otters game because they have been in some high scores. Even the ones that are low scoring, you still have 4 or 5 runs each side. That one is high into left field. Benson on his way over to the track. That one's going to get down in the corner. That one's going to get out of play, and it's going to be another ground rule double for Tanner Garrison. Turned on the 2-1 pitch, and now there is a runner in scoring position with 2 away, as it will lead to Cole Brandon, who's grounded out a couple of times. So that double play looms even larger now after the double from Tanner Garrison. And now it's to Cole Brandon looking for his first hit. Would be a big one here. Phoebe trying to work out of this inning. Looks into Felix. Now he's set. First pitch to the Grizzlies center fielder. In the dirt, great stop by Felix. And he's behind another batter, 1-0. Garrison at second represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Phoebe set. The 1-0 pitch into Brandon. In there, no. Apparently just missed outside. Now it's a 2-0 count. Brandon in the left-handed batter's box with a 2-0 count. That one runs outside. Now it's a 3-0 count. Gabe Holt, the leadoff hitter, are waiting on deck. Brandon in his 39th game of the year has appeared in all but one game for Gateway this year. Phoebe set. The 3-0 pitch. Just misses outside again. Same spot that second pitch missed. And now the inning extends to Gabe Holt. Max Pearson's going to jump out of the dugout, have a conversation with his pitcher. Still no one up and warming up for the Otters bullpen. A couple of those pitches just missing on the outside part of the plate. Maybe call it a strike, giving a different situation, but not there. And now Phoebe's going to have to work with runners at first and second and 2 away. Just needs to get one out, but a tough one up at the plate in Gabe Holt. Holt, his last time up, flew out to left to end the 5th inning. And now a huge opportunity here for the Grizzlies leadoff hitter. In his 35th game for the Grizzlies this year. A .375 batting average, .473 OBP entering today's game. Phoebe set, first pitch to Holt. First pitch swinging, high pop up towards left. Benson's going to be able to get under it, and he's going to bring it in for out number 3. So breathe a sigh of relief as we're still tied through 7. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Otters still trailing, or still tied up at 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
So Gateway goes to their bullpen once again. It's Matt Hickey on the mound. Behind the plate, Tanner Garrison. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. Hickey, a pitcher that we have seen this week. He gave up the 3-run shot to J.J. Cruz to end the 7-run 6th inning. And now he comes in to face the 9-1-2 batters, Parks Bauk, David Mendham, Graham Brown. Mendham and Brown, who've been so good at the top of the lineup. Bauk, who has worked a couple of full counts, earning a walk and a ground out to third. He will step into the right-handed batter's box with his open stance. Small crouch. Hickey is set. The first pitch. Bender gets the front door, and he's ahead 0-1. Hickey has a almost sidearm approach. More of a 3/4, I suppose. 0-1 outside for a ball. It evens up at 1-1. It can be so tough to go up against as a right-handed hitter. In fact, that kind of lines up. He enters with a 277 batting average against righties, while he has a 379 batting average against lefties. 1-1. Looper into right field. DJ Stewart's looking out for it. It's going to drop a drop foul. Evansville almost catching a break on that one, but just couldn't keep it fair. And now Bauk is going to have to work from behind 1 and 2. He's done a good job working with 2 strikes. He's going to have to do it here. So he steps into the right-handed batter's box. In his second professional ball game, recently signed before the trip to Gateway. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hickey gets a big out, number 1. Dialed her up at 92, and with 1 away, it's David Mendham. Mendham's had a big game. He grounded out in the first inning, but since then a double and a single, the lone RBI on the game for Evansville. Brown and Mendham have both done a good job at getting on base. They've both reached in their last 2 at-bats. And Mendham trying to follow suit with that. First pitch. Finds the inside corner for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Tied up at 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. There's 1 away for Evansville. Now the 0-1 pitch outside for a ball evens it up at 1-1. Otters took game 1 with a 12-8 win. Gateway took game 2 with a late 5-4 win. Now both teams in a clutch spot here. That pitch misses high and out. Moves to 2-1. Mendham has been so good at the top of the lineup during this series. Now he's got a 2-1 count. That one runs inside. Now it's a 3-1 count. Trying to get on in front of Graham Brown. Mendham with some power. Seen his best power go out to left center field, however. 3-1. Misses low for ball 4 and a 1-out walk for Evansville. It leads to Graham Brown, who is a single and a walk. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Brown, Benson, LJ Jones, those are waiting on deck. Remember that Evansville does have Paven Parks off the bench if they want to potentially go to him to pinch hit at some point during this game. Graham Brown awaits the first pitch from Hickey. First pitch finds the zone, and he's behind 0-1. Went with the slider there, first pitch. Now he's set. The 0-1 just catches the bottom of the zone, and now Brown behind 0-2 and has to battle. He calls time and resets himself. Hickey got A strikeout of Parks Bauk, and then Mendham with a walk here in the top of the 8th inning. From the stretch, the 0-2 misses low. Count moves 1-2. Hickey standing further towards the third base side of the rubber to get as in on these right-handed hitters as possible. Looks in, he's set. The 1-2 pitch to Brown. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Just tried to get his bat out there but couldn't make contact. And now 2 strikeouts for Hickey in this inning, sandwiching a walk. And with 2 away, it's JT Benson. Uncharacteristic 0 for 3 day for him. Trying to break out of that in a big way. That runner at first, David Mendham, the go-ahead runner. The third baseman, Dale Thomas, playing way back. Not expecting a bunt at all. First pitch, swinging, slow chopper. It's going to go to the second baseman, Holtz. He will bring it in and throw it over to first for out number 3. So the Otters get a runner on, but can't do anything with them. We are still knotted up at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Nolan Thebe out there for another inning of work. He'll face 2-3-4 in the Gateway offense. Gateway did threaten. They got a leadoff walk. It was canceled out by the double play from Edwin Mateo. And then Tanner Garrison, the second ground rule double of the day for him, followed by a walk from Cole Brannon, and then a first pitch flyout of Gabe Holt. Got Thebe out of the 7th inning, and now he is set to work the 8th inning to try to keep this 1-1 score line where it's at. The bottom of the 8th inning, when we were tied in last night's game, it's when Gateway struck. Victor Castillo, the first to meet him in this inning. It was DJ Stewart who led off that inning with a leadoff double. He will bat second this inning. First pitch, runs high, and Thebe starts behind this batter 1-0. Some hefty wind coming in, some from right to left. Now it's blowing in. The 1-0 pitch misses outside. Now it's a 2-0 count. Thebe looked really good through the first couple of batters. Dale Thomas worked a really nice walk. And that double play, but struggling to find the zone a little bit. 2-0 outside, now it's a 3-0 count. Still no one warming up out in the Otters bullpen. Now with a 3-0 count for Nolan Thebe on Victor Castillo. 3-0 runs high, and now it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning for Thebe. Not what you want to see at all. Now it's DJ Stewart. And now quickly there's some warming up in the Otters bullpen. Stewart, his double in the 8th inning last night, started that inning off. He eventually came around to score. Now he's got the go-ahead runner at first base. First pitch inside for a ball, and it's 5 straight pitches off the plate for Thebe. The Otters go with McAuliffe to start warming up. Now the 1-0 pitch to DJ Stewart, but first a check over at first of Castillo. Castillo does have a stolen base in this game. Thebe set with a 1-0 count to Stewart. Now delivers. Fouled off hard towards the right side, but it's going to hook out a play. We are evened at 1-1. One count to the Grizzlies' first baseman. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is fouled up and out of play, and now it's a 1-2 count. 23 pitches in this outing so far for Thebe, but 15 of them have been out of the zone. Only 8 strikes thrown. He's worked through scoreless so far, but that is not a recipe for success. We mentioned when he's accurate, he is tough to hit, but every once in a while just isn't able to find the zone. But he's got Stewart at a 1-2 count. Set and delivers. That one runs high, moves to 2-2. Thebe trying to work through this 8th inning. Still no one away. Runner at first. Game tied at 1. The 2-2 pitch to Stewart. Check over at first once again. That's disengagement number 2. Unlikely Thebe will throw over now. We'll see if Castillo wants to take off with this 2-2 count. Thebe set. He delivers. Hard hit towards left. Benson's going to come in on it. He's going to dive. He's going to make the diving catch. JT Benson takes one away. A huge catch for Benson. Castillo gets back to first, and there is one away. Benson has been so good defensively. Another diving catch. And with one away, it's Mark Schallenberger. First pitch to Schallenberger, taken high for a ball. Starts behind another batter, 1-0. Seen Benson make so many. We saw Benson make one of those catches earlier in the series, back in game 1. So to make those catches before, huge one there. The 1-0 pitch to Schallenberger, outside for a ball. Now it's 2-0. Schallenberger with one official at bat today. It was a ground out to second base. He's walked and was hit by a pitch in this game. Thebe with a 2-0 count to Schallenberger is set. The pitch fouled up and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. It's now 28 pitches. Only 10 of them thrown for strikes. Thebe looks in, shakes off once, now comes set. The 2-1 pitch into Schallenberger. Runner takes off. Pitch is a swinging strike. Throw down. That one is in time, but Cruz can't hold on again. So now with one away, the go-ahead run is in scoring position with only one away. Pitch was a strike, a swinging strike. So it's a 2-2 count. And another really good throw from Felix, just Cruz not able to squeeze it. So Schallenberger awaiting the 2-2 pitch in from Thebe. He's set and delivers. Misses low, and now count runs full. McAuliffe looks fully warm out in the bullpen. He has come in with runners on before and looked good. Phoebe looks in. He's set once again. Time called, and we'll do it again. Runner at second, Victor Castillo. A couple of stolen bases, both similar plays where he looked like he might have been thrown out, but was not able to squeeze it with Cruz. Phoebe, the payoff pitch into Schallenberger. That one just missed inside for ball 4. So the second walk of the inning, and that is going to lead to Abdiel Diaz. He's 0 for 3, but Phoebe struggling to find the zone right now. A couple of walks. Phoebe steps onto the rubber. He's going to look into his catcher, Felix, trying to get out of this jam. Runners at first and second, one away. Tying runner is at second base, the go-ahead runner, rather. First pitch to Diaz. Just misses outside, and he starts behind 1-0. Just missed it, but it's a ball nonetheless. Diaz came in with a .313 average, but has been 0 for 3 on the day. Trying to break in a big hit here for Gateway. The 1-0 pitch from Phoebe. Hard towards second. That one's going to get through for a base hit. They're going to send the runner from second. He's going to slip, and he's going to have to hold. And now Schallenberger's caught up. They're going to throw it to second. Now Castillo's going to come home, throw the plate. Is in time, and he's out at the plate. A base running mistake is going to be the second out of the inning for Evansville as they catch a break. So a single that was probably going to score Castillo. He slipped around third, tried to stay back, but Schallenberger was already most of the way to second. And now the trainer out to talk with Felix after he made the tag play. So Diaz just finds the hole. Would have scored Castillo, but he slipped, and a huge break for Evansville. We're still tied at 1. Now there are runners on the corners with 2 away. Looks like Felix is going to stay in the game. And it leads to Dale Thomas. Thomas walked his last time up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And now Peterson's going to walk out. We'll see if he's going to go with McAuliffe. And he will go with McAuliffe. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll have more on him. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Call to the bullpen for Evansville is going to be Nick McAuliffe. He enters for the second straight day in a row. McAuliffe on the mound. Felix behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So the go-ahead runner at third for McAuliffe. Evansville catches a break after the single into right. Should have scored Castillo, but he slipped around third. Schallenberger was almost all the way to third as well. They eventually get Castillo at home. Schallenberger does get to third base, but they're going to need a hit or an error from Evansville to score them, and it's going to be up to Dale Thomas, who does not have a hit yet in this game. Thomas into the right-handed batter's box. He'll face McAuliffe, who, again, pitched last night, was credited with the loss. He's set. The first pitch, Diaz takes off for second. And there's not going to be a throw as Felix doesn't grab it cleanly. And Thomas will start ahead 1-0, now at base open. 2 away here in the 8th inning, but the go-ahead run for Gateway just 90 feet away. Evansville, some of these games have had close games late, but haven't pitched well enough nor hit enough late to win these games. They're trying to break that streak here. 1-0 pitch. Bender finds the zone, evens it up at 1-1. Beautiful pitch from McAuliffe there. McAuliffe looks into Felix. He agrees, now he's set. The 1-1 pitch to Thomas. That one misses low, and now it's a 2-1 count. Again, enough room to play with that base open. Edwin Mateo on deck. Let's see how McAuliffe wants to attack Thomas here. McAuliffe is set, the 2-1. Just misses outside, now it's a 3-1 count. In the Gateway bullpen, Keegan Collette, who shut down Evansville in the 9th inning last night out in the bullpen. 3-1 count to Dale Thomas. Swinging strike at that one. Foul tipped it back into the glove, and now the count's full. So McAuliffe 1 strike away from getting Evansville out of the inning, still tied at 1. Couple of walks. How both runners reached, as well as a single that should have scored one but didn't. Payoff pitch, missed high. And that is going to be the 3rd walk of the inning for Gateway. Now the bases are loaded for Edwin Mateo. Mateo stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Obviously that base running mistake huge for Evansville, but can't forget about the diving play from JT Benson to take the hit away from DJ Stewart. Mateo into the left-handed batter's box. 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch, finds the zone, backdoor breaker, and he's ahead 0-1. Mateo is grounded out twice to first base. He is the lone run to score for Gateway in this game. The 0-1, high pop-up towards right. Brown is going to try to track it. He's to the wall, but that one's going to get out of play. And now Mateo down to an 0-2 count. McAuliffe entering with 23 strikeouts to just 7 walks. A 13.2 K per 9 rate. He's got an 0-2 count on Mateo. He set the pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 3, a German American Bank strikeout. Felix will come back and tag the plate for out number 3. And the Otters strand the bases loaded and dodge a bullet. We're still tied at 1 as we head to the 9th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, Answer 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Keegan Collette in for his second inning of work in as many days. Collette on the mound. Garrison behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Greenhover Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Evansville saw him last night. They managed to get the tying run to second base, the go-ahead run at first, but he struck out JT Benson to end the game, and popping out of the dugout, Paving Park's getting some warm-up swings. We'll see if they want to go to him at some point during this inning. It is L.J. Jones, Logan Brown, Keenan Taylor, who is scheduled to hit in this ninth inning. Still knotted up at 1. Jones awaits the first pitch from Collette. First pitch finds a zone for a strike, and Jones will start behind 0-1. Next pitch to Jones. Pulled the string, got him out in front, and now Jones behind 0-2. Collette last night faced Cruz, Schwartz, Mindham, Brown, and Benson. Did not face LJ, Keenan, or Logan, or Pavin. The Otters scored the first run in the third. Grizzlies got one back in the fifth, and we've been scoreless since then. The 0-2, high fly ball into left center field. Back on it is Mateo and Brandon. To the track, he will bring it in on the edge of the wall for a loud out number 1. Taylor with an 0-2 pitch. He gave it a ride, but just missed putting it into a spot to give Evansville either a leadoff extra base hit or a run. And now with one away, it's Logan Brown. And we'll see if Logan wants to attack the first pitch. If he can get a first pitch fastball. First pitch, that was a fastball, but it stays high, and he'll take it for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Now it's 2-0 as Collette dealing with a little bit of control issues. Gave up a leadoff single to J.J. Cruz and walked Graham Brown last night. He's set on the first base side of the rubber. 2-0. Swinging high pop-up. That one's going to get overhead and out of play. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. And now a 2-1 count. And Collette's going to ask for a new baseball and reset himself with a 2-1 count. Keenan Taylor is in the on-deck circle. 2-1 to Brown. Takes that one inside. Now it's a 3-1 count. Brown has some pop to right field. His 2 doubles last night went into left field. 3-1. Hard hit towards right, but it's going to go foul, and we have a full count. Tried to turn on it. It was an 85 off-speed pitch from Collette. So he was just out in front of it. Now we have a full count to Logan Brown. The 3-2 pitch to Brown. Bender got in there for strike 3. Brown thought it was ball 4, but a beautiful curveball at least made it close enough to be called for strike 3. And now with 2 away, it's Keenan Taylor, as he will step into the right-handed batter's box as the last hope for the Otters here in the top of the 9th inning. His one hit last night, a loud home run. He's 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. The first pitch taken, just caught the corner for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Taylor has turned on plenty of pitches this year. And now the 0-1 fastball just got made contact, and now he's behind 0-2 and has to battle. Valdez is out in the Otters bullpen. We'll see if they want to go with him in the 9th or if they let McAuliffe work the 9th inning. If this game is still knotted up at 1, however. Taylor behind 0-2. Collette set the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Just blew the fastball by him. Couldn't catch up with it. So the Otters go 1-2-3 in the 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Otters, we'll see who the Otters throw out there to keep this game tied at 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Another Evansville call to the bullpen. Alex Valdez enters for the first time this series. Valdez on the mound, Felix behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. Valdez has been the most consistent reliever out of the bullpen, entering his 16th game. Pitched 18 2/3 to a 2.89 ERA, 7 walks, 18 strikeouts, a couple of saves. His last outing against Joliet was that Sunday game where he did give up the lead after a 2-run single, but he came in with those runners inherited. And now he tries to get this game to extras. He'll face Garrison, Brandon, and Holt. Garrison at the plate, who has 2 doubles and a hit by pitch. The second one that he hit was launched. First pitch from Valdez works quickly. Misses low for a ball, and he starts behind 1-0. Wouldn't shock me if Valdez can get us to the 10th. He'll also pitch the 10th. 1-0 pitch, hard hit towards center. Brown tailing to his left. He's still running. That one's going to get up and over the wall on a ground rule double. It kept tailing over towards Taylor, who made a diving attempt, just couldn't bring it in. The third straight ground rule double for Tanner Garrison. it looks like they're going to be a pinch runner. They're going to call on Jose Alvarez, the other catcher, to pinch run. So Valdez has to work through in a leadoff double to get this game into the 10th inning. So the 9-hole hitter, Cole Brandon, followed by Gabe Holt. We'll see if Brandon was going to sack bunt here. Did that once last night. Infield is ready for it. He does square on to bunt. He gets it down perfectly. Valdez is going to take it in, throw to first. It's high and over the head of Logan Brown, and that's going to do it, and the Otters are going to lose this one in the top of the 9th inning. Valdez air-mailed it. Brown couldn't bring it in. I should say Bauk, who's over at first, couldn't bring it in. And the Otters lose a heartbreaker 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the Otters still can't win a road series as an unfortunate turn of events. We'll head to the Papa John's post-game show, and we'll talk about it. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, Inter 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Welcome into the Papa John's post-game show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and post-game shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and our 96.9 WYIR. So the Otters lose a heartbreaker 2-1 as the Grizzlies walk it off. The first time the Otters have given up a walk-off game this year. Very similar to the Sunday game where late in the game they couldn't get the job done. Couldn't close it out. The Otters had some opportunities, but just couldn't push runs across as they lose 2-1. Got started by a fantastic outing by the starter Garrett Simpson. He went 6 innings, a great bounce-back outing from him. Gave up only 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, only struck out 1. Wasn't a big strikeout guy, but got a lot of weak contact. The only run he gave up was on that bloop ground rule double to Tanner Garrison. Speaking of Tanner Garrison, what a night for him. 3 ground rule doubles. He went 3 for 3. The former Coastal Carolina Chanticleer, former teammate of Graham Brown, had a fantastic day that really was the series for Gateway. Thebe came in, pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struggled with command, but managed to get out scoreless. McAuliffe came in and faced a couple of batters, walked 1, and struck out 1 to close out the 8th inning, and then Valdez came on in the 9th. He gave up that 1 double, and then the sacrifice bunt, he air-mailed to first, and that is how the Otters lost this ballgame. Offensively for Evansville, it was a tough showing. Only 3 hits, 2 from their leadoff hitter David Mendham and 1 from Graham Brown. The rest of the offense went hitless. The only one reaching base, even, at least with a walk, was Parks Bauk. Keenan Taylor also reached via the hit by pitch at one point in this game, but otherwise they were shut down. Was Evansville. The top of the lineup did great. Mendham went 2 for 3, reached 3 times with a walk as well. Graham Brown went 1 for 3 with a walk as well, but past that, the middle to bottom of the lineup that has been so good for Evansville just wasn't there today. Gage Vales, who started for Gateway, pitched fantastically through 6 innings as well. He gave up 3 hits and 1 run, walked 2. He struck out 4, the only difference between the 2 starters today. Francis Peguero pitched a clean 7th inning. Matt Hickey a clean 8th inning, allowing just 1 walk. And then Keegan Collette pitched a clean 9th inning, striking out 2 batters of the 3 he faced. So the Evansville Otters lose a heartbreaker where offense just wasn't that accessible for either side, really. I mentioned that Otters pitchers overall did really well, especially the starter Garrett Simpson. He worked his first professional quality start in this game, a great sign for the pitcher out of Wright State who had a rough outing in the first start of his career, although it was just 1 rough inning. And then this one looked great throughout, just that 1 run he gave up. And the Otters lose 2-1 in walk-off fashion. They will travel back to Evansville. They're back in action tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. against Florence, back at Bosse Field for video game night. You can dress up as your favorite video game characters, as well as there's a bike giveaway from the Boys and Girl Clubs, as well as post-game fireworks. Hopefully Evansville can come back tomorrow and get back into the win column after losing the last two in this series, same way they did in Joliet after winning Game 1. They lost Games 2 and Game 3. That'll do it for me in this Papa John's post-game show. Thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning on the Otters Digital Network. I'm Lucas Macklin signing off, and as always, have a blessed day, everybody.